Coming up on RMU Live, new this afternoon, a man has been charged with the death of a 4-year-old in Butler County. RMU students are showing off their talents and work in the 12th annual Gold Show, and Republicans are working to figure out their next move after pulling their health care repeal bill. Next.
Welcome to RMU Live. Today is Monday, March 27th, 2017. I'm Eddie Shee.
And I'm Hannah Smith. Here's what's happening now. Jordan Lambing was charged this morning with criminal homicide and aggravated indecent assault in the death of 4-year-old Bentley Miller in Butler County. Lambing was expected to be arraigned Monday morning. Lambing's mother, Kristen Lee Harold, was also charged on Friday with child endangerment in connection with the boy's death. The district attorney said Lambing was watching the boy for a few hours at a motel while his mother was at work. Police sources report Miller suffered substantial injuries to his body, including cuts and bruises. The outbound lanes of 2nd Avenue are still closed but expected to reopen later today. Both lanes of the 2nd Avenue were closed after a water main break left the roadway flooded with 2 feet of water last week. Pittsburgh's Water and Sewer Authority said the inbound lanes were reopened last night, and drivers can expect the outbound lanes to reopen before rush hour.
A car fire that broke out on Sunday sent 6 people to the hospital. The fire happened near the corner of Chartiers Run Road and O'Hare Road in Cecil Township. There has been no information released about the condition of the 6 people just yet that were taken to the hospital or what may have caused that fire. A crash in White Oak on Sunday landed several people in the hospital after a police chase involving a stolen car ended in a head-on crash in the 2000 block of Lincoln Way in White Oak. The suspect was arrested and as many as half a dozen people were taken to local hospitals in unknown conditions.
A fire on Sunday morning destroyed a 3-story building that housed a diner and apartments in Butler County. The fire was reported shortly after 9 a.m. and one firefighter was caught amongst the flames and exited through a window onto a roof. Other firefighters were able to help him down to safety. The building will be condemned and must be demolished. No other serious injuries were reported. The cause of a fire in Mercer County that left a homeowner dead is under investigation. The Mercer County coroner identified the victim as 46-year-old Regina Norris. Fire officials said there was heavy fire in the back of the house when crews arrived and it moved to the front. No one else was home at the time of the fire.
A few months ago, we told you the story of the Kerwin Heights volunteer firefighter Aaron Card, who underwent a second heart transplant in January. This weekend, Card and the surgeon who performed that operation were reunited, but they weren't reunited for medical reasons. The two attended a concert together. Card and a surgeon named Dr. Christopher Sciortino had an instant connection after bonding over their love of Green Day. Sciortino then offered to take Card to a Green Day concert this past Saturday. And dozens of dogs were rescued from South Korea and are now safe here in Pittsburgh. The animals landed at JFK International Airport in New York and were picked up by the Pittsburgh Aviation Animal Rescue Team. Jonathan Plessett of the rescue team said that the dogs were in pretty bad condition, but are safe now that they're here in Pittsburgh.
You can stop by the 12th annual Gold Show in the Wheatley Center to see work done by your fellow classmates. The show opened last week but will remain open until April 6th. The students' work was chosen by media arts faculty, and the exhibit highlights projects from foundations, graphic design, interactive design, and photography. The Robert Morris Thrive Leaders and the Counseling Center will be hosting an Out of the Darkness walk on April 1st. The event will benefit the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. Check-ins begin at 10:30 a.m. and the walk officially kicks off at 11 a.m. You can find out more information about the walk on our website. Now, we have been seeing some pretty spring-like temperatures the past couple of days, but will this warm weather continue to last, Eddie?
Yeah, Hannah, like you said, we're a week into spring now officially. Spring, as you'll remember, started last Monday, and we have been seeing, as you mentioned, more spring-like temperatures. The good news Here today, 70 degrees. This temperature is a little bit high for what the rest of the week is going to look like, but it is pretty standard. We are looking at a low of 56. 56 has actually been the pretty standard low temperature. We've seen that on Sunday, Saturday, and Friday. 56 was the low temperature for all those days as well. And chance of rain, 10%. The chance of rain is going to go up throughout the rest of the week. But right now, not too bad. Of course, I'll talk about all that later on in the show during my 5-day forecast. Last thing I want to show you real quick is the look outside. Right now on campus, slightly cloudy, some sun peeking through in different areas you can see. Like I said, this is temperature. The temperature that we're seeing today is something we'll see over the next few days, but these cloudy conditions are going to turn into rain. For more on that, I'll have my 5-day forecast later in the show. Hannah?
And for everything you need to know about RMU news, sports, and arts and entertainment, be sure to check out RMUCenturyMedia.com.
And when we come back from the break, Republicans did not vote to appeal and replace Obamacare.
And United Airlines is under heavy criticism. We have the details in just a few minutes.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow.
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones
Don't even.
and explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
All eyes have shifted to the relationship between President Trump and Speaker of the House Paul Ryan after the Republicans' failure to appeal and replace Obamacare last week. After it became apparent the repeal bill would not pass, Trump and other GOP leaders pulled the bill. Republicans had been campaigning against former President Obama's health care bill for the past 7 years. Also working to reverse another Obama administration decision, President Trump and his administration approved the Keystone XL pipeline. The decision greenlights the Canadian company to complete construction of the pipeline, and the project will funnel crude oil from Canada to refineries on the Gulf Coast. The approval follows years of debate and of opposition from several environmental groups.
Washington Metropolitan Police Department's new commander, Chanel Dickerson, made a pledge 2 months ago to find our missing girls. The department now posts profiles of missing Black and Latino girls in Washington, D.C. on its Twitter feeds almost daily. Members of the Congressional Black Caucus are calling for a federal investigation and asked in a letter on Tuesday to devote necessary resources to determine if progress has been made on these developments. Dickerson said that the number of missing girls has decreased since social media has drawn more attention to the issue. And former Penn State President Graham Spanier was found guilty Friday on one misdemeanor count of endangering the welfare of children. There is no date set for his sentencing, but the conviction holds a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison and $10,000 in fines. The conviction follows last week's guilty plea from former athletic director Tim Curley and former senior vice president of finance and business Gary Schultz on misdemeanor charges of child endangerment.
At least 2 people were killed and many others were injured after mortar shells sparked a fire in a market in East Mosul. The eastern part of Mosul has been liberated from the Islamic State. It is unclear who is behind the attack. A U.S.-backed force of Syrian, Kurdish, and Arab fighters took control of an Islamic State-held airbase in Raqqa Sunday. U.S. helicopters airlifted hundreds of fighters behind Islamic State lines to begin the assault last Wednesday. The airbase's capture is seen as a significant step in driving back the Islamic State out of the city.
2 U.S. officials told CNN on Friday that North Korea is ready for its 6th underground nuclear test at any time. Satellite imagery indicates potential significant changes in the Punggye-ri test site after weeks of observation. The most recent images show that activity has stopped, which mimics changes that signaled the previous tests. The South Korean government issued a statement on Friday saying a test can happen as soon as their leader, Kim Jong-un, orders it.
Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny has been jailed for 15 days for resisting police orders during mass protests. Navalny was one of hundreds jailed in connection with protests across the country. The Kremlin accused the opposition of encouraging lawbreaking and provoking violence. Ukrainian officials are searching for the leads in the killing of a Kremlin critic. The man was shot dead outside a hotel in broad daylight, and Ukraine's president is calling the act a, quote, Russian state terrorist act. The man fled to Ukraine after the latest string of Russian critics who were killed and injured in mysterious circumstances. Authorities are looking to question the driver that dropped off the shooter.
8 Japanese high school students are dead after being caught in an avalanche at a ski resort early this morning. The avalanche happened near Nassau, about 75 miles north of Tokyo. The 9 deceased students were found with no vital signs, while more than 30 others have been injured. Rescue efforts are underway, but bad weather is disrupting the operation. Around 25,000 Australian people have been told to evacuate as a cyclone moves towards the Queensland coast. The cyclone is carrying winds up to 170 miles per hour, but despite the raging storm, some people are still refusing to leave. The destructive core is estimated to be as wide as 62 miles long and is expected to arrive sometime after 7 p.m. on Tuesday.
United Airlines found themselves under heavy criticism on social media after they reportedly barred 2 girls from wearing leggings on a flight. The airline said the girls were traveling with a special pass for employees and their guests, which requires a dress code. United has since clarified that regular paying customers are welcome to wear leggings. Starbucks announced that it has plans to hire over 200,000 more people globally by 2021. This includes 68,000 new jobs in the U.S. The coffee chain said that they also have plans to open 12,000 more stores worldwide.
More than 1,000 people paid tribute to the mother-daughter duo of Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds on Saturday in a memorial held near their burial sites at Forest Lawn Cemetery in Los Angeles. The event was organized by Todd Fisher, who spoke about his sister and mother. Clips and images of the family throughout the years were also shown for those in attendance, and even R2-D2 was there as part of the memorial, rolling on stage during the ceremony. Seems like a nice tribute to.
Yes, I mean, it definitely shocked everybody whenever they died just days apart and everything. Yeah, it was
One
just
after the
absolutely
other.
horrible. They were both iconic roles they played. Everybody knew who they were.
Yeah, and coming up on RMU Live now, we have a few different things for you. Weather is going to be the big one, as we
Excited
talked
to hear
about a
about
little bit earlier.
Yes.
These spring temperatures are coming in quickly. We're into April almost. We definitely are going to have the weather to prove it.
No complaint here. I'm excited for it. And Rashad Christian is also going to take a look at how March Madness is playing out.
We'll be right back.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow.
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones
Don't even.
and explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
Hello everyone, I am Rashad Christian, and as promised, I'm here to catch you up on the world of sports, both professionally and here at RMU. If your bracket isn't busted yet, it should be by now. The number 7 seed South Carolina Gamecocks defeated the Florida Gators 77-70 to punch their ticket to the Final Four for the first time in program history. They will join the likes of Gonzaga, Oregon, and UNC as these 4 teams battle it out to see who will go to the championship game and end this madness once and for all. The Pittsburgh Penguins faced off against the Philadelphia Flyers in a Sunday night matchup, and unfortunately, the night didn't go as many Penguins fans anticipated, as the Flyers routed the home team by a score of 6-2. Back to RMU, the women's lacrosse team hosted the Duquesne Dukes in a game that saw the mercy rule implemented before the first half was even over, as they went on to win 17-6. That's all the time we have for sports today. I'm going to toss it over to Eddie for a look at this week's weather.
Yeah, thanks, Rashad. That Florida loss was particularly heartbreaking. If I had a bracket, it would be ruined by now. There is reason to be happy, though. Take a look at that temperature. 70 degrees outside right now. We're sitting on the cloudier side of things. There might be a little bit more sun throughout the day, but cloudy is pretty much where we're going to sit all day. A low of 56 degrees and a chance of rain at only 10%. Can't complain too much. Take a look outside right now. As I had mentioned, some clouds in the area, some spots of sun peeking through. Again, this is what we're going to be seeing pretty much throughout all of today. You're going to also see this a little bit farther into the week. Taking a look at our weather map right now, not too much happening to the west of us. The weather comes at us from the west. We're not going to have any of that. You can see over here on this side, a little bit of rain over to our east. Again, it's not really going to affect us too much other than a little bit of cloud coverage. Moving into tomorrow's weather. Tomorrow's weather similar to today. Some clouds, some sun. 66 is your high and your low of 44. That's going to be in the morning. Rain is at 70% chance, though. That's later in the day. I would expect that to be definitely after noon, after your lunch break. Into our 5-day forecast. Wednesday, we return to clouds with a high of 63 and a low of 39. Only time we're going to be in the 30s, though, throughout the rest of the week. That winter weather should be pretty much over. Thursday, clouds, a high of 62 and a low of 49. Friday, the rain returns with a high of 62 and a low of 46. Looking into our weekend. Saturday, you're going to have a high of 56 with a low of 42. And on Sunday, a high of 62 with another low of 46. So, as I keep saying, not too bad. You can't really complain. We had some of the springtime weather early on in January, February, and then it got cold and snowy. And now we're getting back into the nicer temperatures as we get ever closer to summertime.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I just hope it isn't like another tease again. We'll have a few good weeks and then we'll see a cold spurt or something like that.
It shouldn't be too much like that. We should be sitting pretty comfortably. Shouldn't have any more snow throughout the rest of the year, which is the big thing. And it should just be rain. Now, unfortunately, that is all the time we have for RMU Live this afternoon.
We'll see you next week.